What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. All right, guys, how are you doing today? Can you hear me? Testing, testing. If you can hear me, say what's up. I'm going to set this bad boy down. Got my beard right. If you can hear me, say what's up. Mr. Dork, what up? Volume sound good on my end, buddy? My puppy wonders what I'm doing. I'm talking to the camera, silly. Sonny, if you're in here, let me know. I'm going to drop the link. So hold on just a sec, guys. Let me drop the link in here. Sonny's supposed to jump on and chat today. Let me figure this link out real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Private chat. Where is it? Guests. Invite guests. Here we go. Okay. There's Sonny. What up, G? All right, man. No worries. Sonny's going to hop on in 10 minutes. So, Sonny, I'm going to put the link right here in the chat. So, just whenever you're good, just click on it and you'll be on with me. If there's anybody else that wants to get on and chill and chat with me, you don't have to, if you're shy or whatever, you don't have to do the video. You can just do audio if you'd like. That's okay. Just feel free to hop on and chat if you guys have any questions. Hey, Jay, what's up, man? I've been wondering about you. How are you doing? Did you do that fast taper? I've been wondering about you, my brother. Hold on, let me put the comment in here. It's kind of hard to do all this at the same time. Let's see. More post comments. It's pretty crazy. I can do all this on my phone. It's like running a whole little network. All right, let's see. See if this works. There we go. There's the link. If anybody wants to hop on and chat, go for it. Sonny's going to be on here in about 10 minutes to talk about how he's been doing since he got off Suboxone. So today's pretty much just a chill and chat day, guys. So if you have any questions, throw them in below and I will respond. I've got my tea and scrumpets here ready to go. Let me set this bad boy up. I can go over some old comments from old videos that people have been saying. So it's a random day, guys. Nothing really planned for today. So if you're here for a certain reason or you want to hear me talk about anything in particular, just feel free to ask questions in the comments below, guys. But just to let you guys know, as of now, I'm still on 1 milligram of Suboxone. Kind of looking forward, the goal or the plan is to be, so starting the 1st of next month, I need to be switching to 0.75. So for March, ideally, I'm gonna be 0.75 for probably the first half of March. And then the second half of March, I need to start sprinkling in some 0.5 days. So by the time April 1st gets here, I need to be on 0.5 milligram. So that kind of gives you guys a heads up as far as what my plan is going forward. As I've said before, I really like to slow things down once I get below 1 milligram. And because that's when things get a little bit more serious as far as, because for everything over 1 milligram, it's mostly just mental for me. And this is just my experience. None of this is medical advice. But for me personally, anything over like 1.5, 2 milligrams, it's mostly all mental. Okay. Once you get down to 1.5, 1 and below, that's when you start having some physical things start kicking in. You'll start having to use the bathroom more than normal, right? And things won't be as solid as they should be. They'll be more runny. I also have been noticing sexual side effects, very sensitive feeling. Okay. Also, the finishing part of it is much more. I'm trying to decide what to say here. You guys know what I'm saying, right? It's much more shocking, I guess you could call it. Sorry, it's getting kind of hot in here. Also, another thing is, I know that usually when I get below 1 milligram is when I'll start waking up earlier than I'm wanting to or needing to. My body will start to kind of go into a slight withdrawal early in the morning. Let me read what Jay's saying here. Hold on just a sec, guys. I'm going to jump in the comments with you. Let's see. Hold on just a sec here. YouTube. All right. Let me find my own channel here. There we are. All right. So Jay says, I'm doing pretty good. The past few days have been a little rough. I got down to 0.75 for a few days. Then I made it almost 2 days without anything, but you started feeling so shitty. Yeah. So you're pushing hard, obviously, to get that low and to be going without. That's very challenging. So I applaud you for doing, you're doing what you can. You're trying as hard as you can. And you should be proud of yourself for doing that. Just be careful, man. I know for me, what would happen is whenever I would rush too fast with my taper, and if I had my own meds with me, I would go too fast and then I would freak out, right? And then I would go way off. I would go backwards with the taper, and then I would end up being worse off than where I was originally. So I'm not saying that's gonna happen to you. I'm just saying that's what has happened to me. So just be aware of that and be careful, and you'll get there, dude. You're kicking ass, though. Hey, Ethan, what's up, bud? Jessica Jane, hi there. How are you doing? Who else is in here? If you guys see me like looking down, that's because I'm looking at the comments on my other phone. Mr. Dork, I'm jolted awake at around 4 a.m. these days at 1 milligram. Yeah, see, so your body's realizing that your medication is in lack of, right? 1 milligram. How long have you been on 1 milligram, Mr. Dork? Ethan, didn't you come off a while ago? I can't remember. Sorry, guys. It's always hard for me to remember specifics unless I talk to you guys on a normal basis. I know you guys are always in here supporting me and chatting and stuff. So if I forget, it's just my memory really sucks. So please don't feel bad if I get something wrong about your experience. Sports VR says, did TRT replacement therapy help? Oh, he's asking a question. Did TRT replacement therapy help you with motivation and energy? Yes. In fact, I think TRT, which is, for you guys that don't know, testosterone replacement therapy, people that have struggled with opiates likely have a below normal testosterone range. So I highly suggest everybody get their testosterone checked if you have struggled with opiate addiction, because it can make things harder and more challenging if you're trying to taper. If your testosterone is low and you're feeling like crap and you're depressed a lot, it can have an effect on you that way. It really can. So if your hormones are optimized and you're working out and you're eating healthy, that's going to give you the best chance, in my opinion, at fighting your addiction and successfully tapering. Callie Love, what up, girl? Happy Wednesday, everybody. She's always up in here chilling. Good to see you, Callie Love. Mr. Dork is almost 2 months. Almost 2 months he's been at 1 milligram, if I recall right. Yeah, I feel like I was going to say too, guys, like I'm at 1 milligram now and I'm doing really well. Like I feel really balanced. Sexually, things are great. Using the bathroom 2 to 3 times is a little annoying, but I feel like that will level out. I'd like to just go once a day, but I think it was Callie that once said, going is better than not going, and that's definitely true. I remember whenever I was above 2 milligrams, I would be stressing to go crap every day, TMI. But it's just how it goes. I would say almost everybody on higher doses of Suboxone, anything above 2 milligrams, and you're likely slowing down your bowels and you're likely behind with your bowel movements. So that's something to look forward to as you taper, is to be able to use the bathroom on a normal basis and when you need to, and not sitting there trying to force it out. That's scary to be pushing like that. But yeah, guys, I'm doing really good. I'm feeling emotionally fit. I'm feeling really good in my head. I have been working on my caffeine. I keep going back and forth with caffeine. I know for a fact that I can taper better when I'm off caffeine. So I just need to stop taking it altogether. But it's so weird. It's so easy, but at the same time, it's like I don't put much into it because it's just caffeine, right? But I do believe that I could taper easier without the fluctuations of caffeine kicking in and out. Do you know what I mean? If you guys are just joining, Sonny's going to be coming on. If you guys don't know Sonny, he's one of my old road dogs. He's off Suboxone for over a year now, and I'm really excited to talk to him about his journey since being off Suboxone. So hang tight for that. He's going to jump on here in just a minute. If any of you guys have any other questions in the meantime, feel free to holla. Rachel B, what's up? Kristen, oh, Kristen, I believe that's Kristen called in last week and we had a great conversation. I believe that's the same Kristen. Is that you? Same one? If you guys didn't see last week's live stream, jump on it like 42 minutes, and Kristen, I believe it was Kristen, shared her story about how she came off Suboxone 4 milligrams and she killed it. It was a really good story, and the way she relayed the message was awesome. Let's see, who else is up in here? I gotta say, guys, too, I've been trying. So I have a deviated septum. This side of my nose is like completely, almost always blocked off. So I've had to use this in the past. And if you guys ever use this type of spray, be very, very careful, because it can do like a reverse effect. If you use this more than like once or twice a day, your nose will like do a reverse effect to where you're always stuffy, right? Unless you have this, and then you have to do this every hour. I've trapped myself in with this. So if you guys ever have to use this, like right now, you can hear it. Like this side of my nose is fully stuffed because my septum is deviated. It sucks. But I was going to say, I use these nose strips at night, guys, and it has been helping me so much better sleep at night through my nose. I can breathe through my nose because it opens both nostrils up, right? So if you guys are having problems breathing at night, if you have a deviated septum as well, I know that's very familiar. A lot of people have that. Get some nose strips from Walmart. It was like $6 for like 50 of them, right? It's just a little band you put on your nose at night, and it just pries your nose open. And seriously, it has made a huge difference in my sleep. I'm not waking up like choking myself out. I'm breathing through my nose all night long. So definitely check those out, guys, if you haven't yet. It's literally a game changer. I can't believe I didn't know about those sooner. But I might get surgery to fix my septum so I can breathe normally without strips. I'm just scared of getting that done because it's kind of a serious surgery. Let's see here. Callie says, is it because caffeine can cause anxiety? Yeah, that's part of it. Because for me, like, I'll take a strong energy drink with like 320 milligrams of caffeine. I'll just drink that all at once, right? So what happens is when you do that, it kind of spikes your energy, right? And your heart starts pumping, and that can cause anxiety. And if you're tapering Suboxone or opiates, you're already prone to getting anxiety pretty easily. So the last thing you want to do is poke a fork at with your anxiety. And then another thing too is you can kind of feel a little bit of a high, right, from caffeine. So when that high comes down in a couple hours, then you feel like you're kind of crashing again. It's just another layer of confusion to your taper. There's already so many things that you're worried about, as it is. Why not simplify your taper and try to keep yourself as level as possible? Just taking out other possible issues. Oh shoot, let me get this drink real quick, guys. Hold on a sec. Sonny's coming. He'll be here in just a second. So this is my egg white. So this is half egg whites, half milk, and then I got sugar-free chocolate syrup mix. This is a very healthy chocolate milk drink, right? A lot of protein in here. And I'll have this a couple times a day just with my normal meals. And this has really helped me with like building lean muscle mass. I like doing this instead of doing the whey powder because that stuff kind of wrecks my guts. I go through 7 tall cartons of egg whites every week, guys. I spend over $40 a week just in egg whites. Let's see here. Oh, we got Sonny in the house. Hold on, guys. Sonny, I'm coming, homie. Get your guys' questions ready for Sonny because he's got a lot of good experience here. Hold on just a sec here. Add to stream. Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Yep.
My man.
How you doing, man?
The man, the myth, the legend. Here he is, ladies and gents.
Hold
Damn,
on.
look at you all happy and shit.
Yeah, because I just got home from work.
Oh, what'd you do today? Did you work hard or did you slack?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me, what do you do for work again?
I'm in I do like hang on 1 second.
No worries, buddy.
Shit. I do like I mean, I just walked in, man. Like I know you said mountain time, and I was like, okay, but I forgot it was 2 hours. I thought it was 3 hours.
Oh, what time is it where you're at?
I'm in the East Coast in Atlanta, so it was it was 6 o'clock here.
Oh, nice.
Does my screen like look shorter on one side? Okay, I see. It's on both sides. I never do this, so.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't notice that till you said that.
But you see me, right?
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay.
It seems like the response time is good too.
Okay. But yeah, so I'm driving home and I actually left kind of late today, and like I looked at the clock and then I asked my wife, I was like, hey, how far away is different is mountain time? And then she was like 2 hours. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know that sometimes it's hard to like translate that. And all I usually do is I'll just go to Google and say, what time is it Pacific time? And it just translates for you. So I've been trying to keep it normal as far as like the 4 p.m. mountain time as far as the live stream goes. It's helped a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine too. It's 6 o'clock. It's actually, I mean, I usually leave 4:35 and it's a family business, but if I wanted to leave anytime I could, but because it's just office stuff. It's like home, like healthcare above 65, and they have like Medicaid coverage. People need like aides, right? Caregivers. Yeah. So we do stuff like that. Like it's a good business, So, but this week the kids are out of school. They have vacation this week, so I have to bring my daughter to the office. So work doesn't get done, man.
Yeah. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, when the kids, because my dad's there, so it's a family, my family business, my sister's there. So when the grandkids come, when they're out on vacation, he's like, I'll bring them up here, But like, for instance, my desk today was full of nothing but Barbie dolls and baby things, toys, So that's cool. Right. I know. I posted that picture on Facebook, actually. I was like, my desk today. And people were laughing. And they were like, I hope your daughter's there with you, implying I play with Barbie dolls at work and stuff.
So you use Facebook a lot still?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I use I've had it for a while. I don't, I have these phases, right, where I go on it. And if you go on my face, you'll see there's like, it's just my daughter, my family stuff. It's my daughter, like everything, So, we post pictures of the kids or whatever. And, but then I'll go like months and not go on it. Like I'll get mad at it. And, it's one of those things.
Nice to take like social media breaks. Like I personally, over the last few years, I've very rarely even get on there. For some reason, it causes me more stress and like, it's just you could just feel there's so much fakeness to it. So I try not to put too much too much time into it because does it kind of stress you out, like scrolling and just never stops.
Well, no, but what is it for you? Is it what you just said, like scrolling and doing that, or is it seeing people you went to high school with, or still, you know, and others? Is it like what do you think it is for you?
That stresses me out about it.
Yeah,
It just feels like it never stops. So it's like it's something in my mind that feels like it needs to stop at some point. But it's just you could just keep scrolling and scrolling and
you're
scrolling. So
right.
it's like it's like overwhelming stimulation for me. I guess it's
You're right. And
something like that.
90% of it's bullshit that you're scrolling through, right?
Yeah, most
You
of
know?
it's like fake news or some kind of family drama stuff that people are talking about.
Yeah. For me, you know, I've had it, you know, since it came out or for a while now. But for me, you know, I moved from New York to Atlanta when I was around 19, 20 years old with my family. So I was born there. I went to high school there. Best friends, you know, from second grade growing up and all this type of stuff. And I played music too. So at the time, you know, I'm in a band and it's New York, you know, I'm waiting to turn 21 so I can go hang out in the city and go to those cool you know, bars and we ended up moving here and the Olympics were coming in. I was like, I never even thought of Georgia in my life, just growing up in New York. I never, I don't know, it's just places, I never had been past DC. So like, you know, when I came here, I met a bunch of friends here, you know, and that was great and all. But then when Facebook came out, you know, it was cool to see those friends and kids and people I hung out with after what 15 years or whatever, you know, when we were all adults now, you know, because before then, well, I wasn't writing letters to anybody, you know. Right. So
So
that
it sounds like you used it properly as I think that people should, and not just sitting there every day, all day, like scrolling and like taking
no, yeah,
selfies of
I don't do
themselves all
that.
day.
I mean, I'm only human, right? I do get stuck, but for me, generally, it's like interests, right? So the algorithm, like, I always click on music things. I'm on guitar groups and these types of things. So for me, yes, it's an endless thing of music stuff, but I freaking love music, so it doesn't really bother me in that sense, you know.
Yeah.
But you're right, man. Sometimes seeing people like, man, there's people on my Facebook that they were bullies in high school and assholes, and you know, and now we're friends on Facebook, liking each other's kids' pictures and shit, you know.
You're like, I secretly hated you all these years, but what's
Yeah,
up?
So that's kind of weird, you know, but hey, we're all adults now, you know.
Yeah, it's okay to put the bygones behind us.
Yeah.
So how are you been, man? You've been off Suboxone for what, a year or something now, right?
Yeah, well, first I want to say thanks for inviting me to do this. I was pretty cool. So,
Yeah. Did you see my video I put about my top 10 favorite Suboxone channels? I put you in there.
yes. I saw it, and I don't even think I usually comment on your stuff, but I don't think like I said, I've been working like weird times, so I keep missing I watch them after because I keep missing the live. But yeah, it's been so like going on like a year and 3 months.
Do you ever feel the PAWS boogeyman creeping up?
Oh yeah, I know you comment about that all the time.
I do, man, because I've seen certain people that talk about how long it lasts, years, and it's like scaring. I feel like it's kind of scaring people, but like now that you're here at this point in your recovery, what do you think about PAWS lasting a year or 2 years? Is that real to you?
So, okay, I mean, I can only speak for myself, right? But you know, before I was getting off, of course, I read the same things you did and saw the same things you did, you know, about it. So, of course, I'm wondering, you know, and I'll be honest, like, I know there's people that get like the depression lasts for a long time, or I see comments, you know, even over a year, you know, I mean, or anxiety things, or I don't know if, you know, because it's not supposed to be the acute stuff, right? You're not supposed to be getting sweats a year later or RLS suddenly out of nowhere, hopefully.
Yep.
But the the psychological pause and the energy loss and all that, I noticed the change in myself, quickly. So it didn't. Maybe it's real. It is real, but I think it's the level of the amount of certain different people of I guess the duration of it or how heavy it is. Because you saw, I would have made a video complaining about it. Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I mean, but I did, there was a few months but I just took it as like I'm coming back, so I didn't really dwell on maybe feeling down. And I did feel down, but it wasn't something that it didn't overwhelm me because I knew I had to get out and like I had to work every day like normal hours. Because remember, I mentioned family business, so I came clean to them about what I was doing. And so I'm lucky, and I know many people aren't like this, that situation where I was able to stay at home. And my wife handled stuff, um, but so, it didn't bring me down to the point where I'm like, oh man, I need to get back on, I had it, the sub sitting here, I could have taken, but the level of it, man, I don't know. I don't know that, like, I think it's real, but I think it's, again, one of those things that varies from person to person and how severe, and maybe it's also how severe like their pre-addiction might have been. I don't know, like if they were like straight up IV, that level. Um, but
So
I
could
think
you
it's real,
pretty
man.
much, would you, like, how would you clarify saying pause? Is it pretty much as like depression, the same thing basically, or?
Okay, so like I know energy, right?
Uh-huh.
Energy levels. And see, here's another thing, Kevin, and because you talk about this stuff because you're all into fitness and stuff, but like, you know, being on like uh, pills for 4 years and then Suboxone for 7 years, and I'm 47. So you have to think that naturally, right? Like this was in my early mid 30s. Then you would think, like from then to four, it's like I went into hibernation, but when I woke up, I was also physically older, right? Like those are
Yeah.
crucial. 20s to 30s ain't nothing. You don't feel any 35 even. I'm telling. It wasn't until I was like 42 where I actually started. But coming off of that too, and then age, I wasn't working out and doing anything. I was lethargic all the time, um, or didn't feel like doing anything all that time, So the energy thing and all that, I don't know if also that adds to it. So I can't like start from a clean slate and say, I'm 22 and yeah, the energy came back or not. Like it's because maybe the age also had something to do with these things, right?
Yeah.
But I will say I did notice because I have steps in my house, long steps that go up and down every day, and I'm gonna tell you, like, while I was on, and especially towards the end of tapering and doing all that, like once I got off, a few months went by, those steps, like I used to always, I really, man, I like felt, and then getting off the Suboxone and then going through the energy stuff that happens with that, it was just like, holy shit, man, is it me? Is it something physically? Why do my muscles feel? And this is just my stuff. I don't know if other people complain about these types of things, but um, once a few months went by and things changed, I didn't think like that anymore going up the steps, you know. But I think energy, um, for me, it was like indecisiveness. It was hard for me to get a grasp on things, at work. Maybe that might be ADHD, maybe not being able to kind of sit down and just do it. Um, and I really didn't, I never experienced anxiety. I didn't have that before all of this.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a real thing, and I sympathize. I feel for people who have, but I didn't have that.
Okay.
Um, that's really it. I think it's all these psychological things, but then psychological things also could physically affect you. Wanting to go out and do things and but are energetic.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think
So
that's it.
thinking back, kind of like when you first started your withdrawal. So let me make sure I got it right. Didn't you come off at about a quarter of a milligram?
It was like no less than that. It was
Less.
like it was a point like 1.5, 1.4, whatever. Let's see, you got a quarter, half of a quarter,
0.125. Yeah.
0.125, right? And
Wow.
sometimes what's that? Yeah, I know. But see, for me, like by that point, man, I was sick every day. Like, yeah, because see, for instance, Reed, the amount he's taken, and you've gotten down low too.
Yeah.
But were you having little symptoms here and there when you were that low?
I mean, for me, it was always just like hardest just to like lock myself into that next dose. But once I got there, I always felt great. I mean, for the most part, I mean,
Yeah,
I felt pretty good at a quarter of a milligram once I got stable.
right.
It take a while to get down to that dose, and I always tell everybody to slow things down. Once you get to like, 1 or 2 milligrams, you really got to slow the taper down. That's when it really starts getting more challenging in my opinion.
Yeah, I yeah that uh, I don't know. For me, it was like okay, when I took it, I'd be fine, but it didn't last all day. And
Mm,
throughout the day, I'd have these little hits of, especially for me, this is sweats, like my hands and my freaking feet, like puddles all the time. And, any little stressful thing, and suddenly, like, you're back, and it's just like, and it's just gushing. It's just boom. And that would start happening. And the energy, I could notice that also. Um, and the sleep, I slept, but I would wake up extremely early. And then
mm,
as soon as I woke up extremely early, I'd start going nuts. Like, okay, man, I'm waking up this early. It's not normal. Then I'd go and take my dose, you know?
mm.
Um, but that's why after, I would say maybe a month of dealing with that about, I guess, at that, 125.125, um, that's when I was like, that's it now. Like, because
Yeah.
I was so sick of suffering, man, like on and off throughout the day. And it never stabilized for me. It never just, where I was okay with it.
Wow. Yeah, I want to say Reed's doing pretty good at a quarter of a
Yeah.
milligram, but I haven't really talked to him. I'd like to have him on the channel sometime soon too, and just kind of pick his brain as to like how he's feeling now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you talk to him very often?
I comment all the time, man. He's a
Yeah.
really nice guy. He comments back on my channels all the things all the time, and he yeah, I'm the same way. What you're saying right now, like, I'm curious to see, you know, um, if there's any little thing here and there or not that you
Okay.
kind of is happening. Um, might very well be that I went so low that it just made no sense to even do that and waste a month doing that. Maybe I should have just tried at that point,
Yeah.
to just stop, you know. Um, but remember, and I'm not like some sort of YouTube advocate or whatever. I just my own experiences, but I also used Kratom for the first, mm, man. I think it was like maybe 3 weeks at most. All that stuff is a fog now, too.
Hmm.
You know, um, so I feel like I did cheat because other people, they're trying not to use anything, or they'll, clonidine with some gabapentin, which it's great and all, but
Hmm.
you're not gonna go to sleep or nothing, and you know.
So
So
you felt like you cheated because you used a tiny bit of kratom. Looking
yeah,
back on it, you felt like that was cheating.
yeah, like so I started because I didn't know what to do, right? I didn't know how much or how, and okay, so I had tried that once before, maybe a year prior.
Hmm.
It was, I think, Yeah, about a year before, but I didn't like my Suboxone dose was not very low. It was like maybe a milligram. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, one 1.0, and so I didn't know what to do. So I got the powder for.
Hold on, your phone's kind of messing up or something. Something just changed. You good?
You good?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, my finger was on the microphone. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, you're good now. Go ahead.
So I got the 0.1 milligram, I think, at that time, like a year ago, and I said, "Let me try this Kratom." So I got some powder, and you know, for the first like few days, it worked, right? And I was like, "Whoa," you know. But after that, there was one night in particular, the first, like on the fourth night, where I felt that familiar feeling hit hard that I haven't felt in many years. And I immediately abandoned that project right there. And
Wait, what do you mean? Like you got high from it? Is that what you're
take it
saying?
back. No. I was feeling RLS like hit like
Oh,
boom that night, and I was like,
okay.
and I took more, and then I woke up. And I mean, slept for just a little bit, but it wasn't much. And then the next morning I took more, and it wasn't doing it for me. Like it wasn't working. So that's why I stopped, and I just started tapering lower.
Okay.
And then this time I got the capsules, right? And uh, I started with like uh, 2 grams 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, night, and I didn't feel anything. Like day, that's why my made the video starting on like day 8.
Mm-hmm.
So the first like several days, I didn't feel nothing. I was completely fine, man. And um, then I thought, I don't want to take too much of this. So how do I know where's the level to stay at? So I made it morning and night, morning and evening.
Mm-hmm.
Still cool.
Yeah.
And that lasted for probably about a month. But I
Wait,
didn't.
wait, wait. You took Kratom morning and night for a month? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I took two times a day
Okay.
for about a month. I think it was just like less than a month.
Okay.
Okay, 2 grams, 2 times a day, right?
Yep.
And but then I needed to. I didn't want to keep doing that because I didn't know, like, uh, if I'm taking too much, if it's too long. As I was scared of it. I
Mm-hmm.
really, I did all this research just like everybody else, but I didn't, I didn't know if I was doing the right thing. And then, so, like I played with it, man. Like one day I took it only in the morning and not in the evening and saw what happened at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it got to the point early the next month where I was just pushing myself through the day. And then I would take like 1 gram of it at night to see if all I wanted for me was the RLS to go away. If I
That's
could,
the hardest.
if I could stay, if I had to just stay awake, normal insomnia, no
Mm-hmm.
freaking problem, man. The sweating too. I hate that too. So if I could get, oh my God, man. If I could get both of those two, and it works. So that one for me, other people might be like, that's bullshit, man. You need to take at least 5 grams, whatever. I'm just saying it did it, and it wasn't psychological either. Because RLS is not psychological.
No,
you
hell no.
and I get it in my arms too. So, uh, yeah, man. So, and I'm not gonna say that there weren't days where like I didn't push myself every day and just take it at night. I'd go like maybe 1, 2 days, depending on how I felt, not taking until nighttime. But there were days where I would take, but I would only take 1 gram,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just to stop whatever I was feeling. And I know that's the hard thing to do because we're all addicts, man, and it's
Yeah.
something you're gonna try it. And but man, I really, I, I, I was in a different zone, dude. Like that's how angry and just like disgusted, and I was myself and everything. Like, so that was like my motivation, my drive, you know, to like, and it worked.
What was your actually? Hold on, before I ask you this question, let me read a couple things. I just want to say real quick too that we just had 23 people in here watching. That's a new record for the live stream. So shout out to you, brother. A lot of people are saying that you're their favorite and they're happy that you're on. Let me read a couple comments here real quick here. And if you guys have any questions for Sonny, throw it in there. Tiffany asked how long you were on subs. You said that was like 8 years, right?
So how long I was on subs?
Yeah.
7 years.
7 years. How long were you on? Were you on painkillers before that?
Yeah, everything under the sun, like everyone else, right? For probably about 4 years.
4 years. Okay. Let's see here. Talking about social media. Did you have any teeth damage from your Suboxone use?
Any what damage?
Teeth damage?
You know what? And I suspected this, man, when I was on it, and not teeth. Okay, and again, it could be age too. Remember, you know, I mean, my gum. I have gum issues. My teeth. My teeth have always been good. Growing up, I've just been kind of lucky with cavities and those types of things. I'm not a big sweet eater, and even when I know that's a big thing with Suboxone, people with the sweets.
Yep. That's me.
But what's that?
That's me. I've had problems with sweet tooth at night.
Yeah, I know you are. I remember that you did one live stream with Roberta, and you're sitting there eating a whole freaking pack of Oreos. Remember that?
I can't believe you remember that. God, that was like a couple years ago now, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never had. So I guess maybe that was a good thing. But man, let me tell you, this was just a year and a half ago, and yeah, I mean, it's not like to that point, but even there, I was just like, what? And I'll tell you, since we're talking about this, is that I started off on. Wait, you take tablets too, right?
Yes, I actually have both. I have like a mixture of all. Dude, I have everything.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. Right.
Yeah, I have the strips, the films, the low strips, the high strips. I've got everything, honestly. So I actually do kind of need to, and I do probably need to switch out because my sister has my box of medications. I need to probably switch it out because it is getting harder now that I'm on the lower doses to get it chopped up into the little pieces. So I'll probably switch to the 2 milligram strips just to make things easier.
It's easier,
yeah, it gets easier if you have the smaller doses for sure.
I also started with the pills. Out of those 7 years, I think the last 2 were strips. I'm not a scientist, not a doctor, but I'm gonna say that those pills form. I'm blaming it on those. Just my opinion. I'm not saying the strips probably do something too. I don't know. I've just been noticing people mentioning this. I never mentioned it because I found out like 3 years ago actually, and I didn't, you know. And then suddenly I'm seeing videos and stuff, people talking about it, and I'm just like, So it makes sense. It's medicine, you know, and it's sublingual, and it's all doing this and that. I don't know.
So you think your gum issues are likely probably from Suboxone use, or at least contributed to it?
Well, I'm a good teeth brusher. I go to the dentist and things like that, but obviously, you know, that's another thing. Like Suboxone, of course, pills, but Suboxone, it let me like set aside things that you're supposed to do, like go to the dentist, you know, and doctor, and these types of things, you know. And then you look back now, I look in hindsight, I'm like, oh my God, what, you know, under normal circumstances, I would never have thought that way, you know, but I don't know, man. And the doctor, the dentist or whatever, mm, I didn't really talk to the dentist about that. Hey, I was on this medication. How can this be? I was just in shock that they were telling me that in the first place, you know. But it's not that bad or horrible, thank goodness. But it's still something,
Still,
right?
yeah, still something. I was gonna say Matt had asked earlier. What's up, Maddie? By the way, Matt had asked, "Hey, how long did it take you for you to get your sleep back after coming off?"
I'm sorry. How long did I?
He asked, "How long did it take for you to get your sleep back after coming off subs?"
Yeah, the ever so popular sleep, man. For me, see, I don't want to influence anybody that's doing this. You know, I mean, this is just me because there's so many people I can tell you that are like they have another symptom that's worse that they can, but they can, and you know, like vice versa. You know, like but it took me a while, man. Like I'm talking. Now, I'm not saying I stayed awake for months, but months, like as far as I don't know, man, maybe the month and a half, like slowly, like you get an hour and then you get it, but you're not satisfied with that. You're like, and you feel like there's something wrong with you, you know, and you should be happy that you're dozing off for a couple of hours, you know. Um, I'll tell you what was happening for a while was I'd be able to go to sleep, but then, man, I would wake up at like 4 hours up. I
Or
would, and then that, and then you know, next thing you know, now it's 6 o'clock. You know, after a few couple of months, you know, but it wasn't. It definitely wasn't like I was sleeping in a couple of weeks like a baby. No,
yeah,
but that's a hard one, and I apologize if I don't have like detailed timelines because it was a fog at that time, you know, and I didn't write anything down like you do,
yeah.
Kevin.
You know, I got every damn detail written down every day. Yeah, for
Right.
me, I just wanted to say too, it looks like we've got still 23, 24 people in here watching. So I see it looks like we've got 6 thumbs up. So if you guys are appreciating Sonny coming on here sharing his message, guys, hit the thumbs up, show him your
Thank you.
support. Also, I'm going to post a link to his channel in the description. As you guys know, I'm a big supporter of him. And so go subscribe to his channel. He has a very positive journey. So definitely check out his channel after you guys get done watching this video. But yeah, help us out with the thumbs up button if you guys can. This channel has gotten quite a bit of subscribers recently. I think it's mostly just because I've been putting a lot more videos out. So I appreciate all the new followers. Thank you guys for following along here. So I always ask. I don't know if you've seen the live stream from last week, but I always like to ask people that have time off. If you had to go, if you had to go back on, say, at 1 milligram, what would your thoughts be if somebody said, "Hey, you have to get back on Suboxone"? Would you be like pissed off? Would you be upset? How would you feel about having to go back on if somebody told you that? Like, would you feel like my life's gonna suck again? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, I don't even have to double think about that, man. Yeah, man, that's just me, dude. I know there's people who need it and stuff like that, but it's like, I mean, okay, so what you're saying? If somebody asked me if I like I said, you got to get back on 1 milligram, but was there a reason? I mean,
No, let's just say they just said, "Sorry, but you have to get back on this medication." What would you think that your experience is going to be like compared to how it is right now in this moment with you being off for so long?
Dude, I hate it. So I hate it like it's my worst enemy, man. For me though, I know it helps, and so I don't hate it for other people, and you know, I feel like I lost, and I got to get over this stuff, right? I know a doctor would tell me that, like it's like I've said before, like I was somebody hit the pause button and then unpaused me 7 years ago. I'm not saying like I'm some different human being, you know. I mean, my wife, you know, like, you know, she'd be like, "Who are you now?" You know, I mean, it's not like that. It's a lot of inside stuff, you know. But the way you react to things, the way I do things, we all have different like we're all different people, right? So the way really how I handled things, like heavy things mentally, so it really, really changed me, and that so for that, and of course all those years, 7 years went by, you know, um, it's it, it's really hard to even think back and be and like I see comments sometimes on Facebook I made like 3 years ago. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, did I write that? It's not anything crazy. It's just it just sounded like out of my character, So for me, yeah, like I would I would never do that again,
So it's like the last thing on earth you'd want to do is to go back on Suboxone right now, right?
The last thing on earth?
Or close to?
Well, okay. I mean, if it was some life or death situation, of course, man. I will tell you that, and because I was never really addicted to like anything, before. And if I was to have to do it over again from the pills, say, because I didn't know any better at that time, I would have maybe tried other things. Maybe actually went to a doctor. And instead of going to the Suboxone doctor, which is different than a regular doctor, you know what I mean? So it's like they're just there to get your script and give it to you and get your money, see it. But I would have, because I was naive to it, right? So you're a big wuss. You're like, oh my God, I'm feeling it. I gotta. So, but maybe I would have tried many other types of things, or toughed it out a little bit for the week or however long it took. But the only problem is doing that wouldn't have you far removed from doing what you were doing. And that's what Suboxone did. It gave me, because, okay, I'm going to quit. I'm going to get over it this week, and that's it. That was only a week ago. And you're not a year away or 2 years away from it, to where it's like a totally different, like that chapter's closed. It's like you don't even go out in those areas anymore. You don't even talk to like, that's how it's, so yeah, for that, I thank Suboxone.
Yeah.
Because it did. If I would have tried that, I don't think I would have lasted. After a week or a week and a half, shit, I would have been back doing the same thing, man, just round and round and round, But it's like a catch-22.
Yep. Every action has a reaction, right? It's like there's pros and cons to everything, basically, is how I look at it. It's just like,
yes, sir.
You feel like it just kind of feels like Suboxone is like a coupon, basically. Kind of, if you're in rough addiction and you're risking your life and your freedom, Suboxone can be a great tool to buy you some time to fix other issues of your life. You know what I mean? Like to level things out a little bit. And it's like, I remember when I was transitioning from Suboxone or off of painkillers from Suboxone, I would kind of, I call it flip-flopping. I was flip-flopping back and forth, right? And it's like, I felt like that was a little rough to go through that, and like spending $100 on painkillers when I had some Suboxone in my system threw my guts up, and just like, oh God, that lifestyle sounds so crazy to me.
Crazy, isn't it, man?
It's like, dude, that was just 5 years ago I was doing that. What? It seems like, dang, dude, time just goes so fast. And I don't know if it's like just because life in general just goes fast, but I notice as I get older, the years go by so freaking fast. And I'm sure having the Suboxone in your system doesn't help slow time down. It just seems to kind of roll the years on by.
I feel like you're right. That's how I feel anyway. Really. Like, you're right. I agree. 100%, man.
Does it feel like time slowed down a little bit more? You can enjoy things a little bit more now that you're off?
Yeah. Well, okay. You know what it is also is that, yes, but also, like, I feel like I don't look at the time all the time. Like, oh, like, see, I could actually, stay somewhere and do something. And if I have to be there all day, it's fine. Whereas before, for me, I'd be looking at that, and 2 hours felt like 5 hours. When you're doing something you don't want to be there and do, which for me, I don't want to do a damn thing ever on that, So, for instance, today, sitting in the office, you know what I mean? Like,
I can relate to every word you just said right there.
Unless it's right after you just taken your dose,
Then
you're all good
chill.
for that little bit of time. But you're still like, okay, and then after that's gone, it's just like, oh my God, man. And yeah, like, I'll give you an example. Like, in our business, when I was going there on it, I would like bug out early all the time. Like, okay, like what? I couldn't hang out another 30 minutes? Really? But now I look back, like those 30, that seemed like forever. And your mind, like, see, that's what I'm saying, out of character. Like, the decisions I made, it's not like I was making these outrageous, crazy decisions, and I'm going to try to scale a building or something like that, I mean, but just regular everyday things that, for me, no, like, I would normally not be like that.
Dude, that exactly what you just said. Like, I literally think about that almost every day. Like, the dumbest, easiest, smallest shit, like going to my grandma's house to plug in a computer.
And it's just like, it festers.
Yeah. And
oh my God, I know.
I get so pissed.
And it shouldn't, right?
Yeah, it should be nothing for me to go help my mom or my grandma for half an hour. But it seems like it's the biggest hassle for me. It's like, if anybody ever asked me to go to like a family party, or like even if like a girl I'm dating asked me to hang out with her friends, like,
you secretly got mad.
Yes. And I'm just pissed. I'm like, I have to go be social. And like, I let it affect me so freaking much. It's so weird. And I really hope that goes away. Once I get off Suboxone, finally. I'm hoping that that's not a deep trait built in within me.
I mean, unless you might have had issues before. I'm a very social person, man. I've no matter where I went, I could make, if you're friends, cool. I can be friends with anybody, But so I never had that before, and then suddenly this happens, So I don't think it's some deep rooted thing, man. I think, and you know what, you're gonna be, once that time comes, dude, you're gonna be so like happy to just be like, you're going to be sitting there at your grandma's, and it's going to cross your mind how you thought before, and you're going to feel so stupid about
it. I bet you I'll think back on this exact second of this conversation. I'll be like, oh, remember that time me and Sonny were talking about that? This is this moment right here.
Yeah, man. Especially early on, right? Like, all these emotional things you've heard of everyone talk about. I was driving in my car and I heard a sad commercial, and suddenly tears were rolling down my, all true. So, and that's the beauty in the beginning. You start feeling that. And, it's like your adrenaline, it's like comes and goes, it comes but with each time, it's like you get these bursts where you want to do stuff. And then you get other times where you want to not, but it shouldn't be like, it's like you're lethargic or you're being lazy or you're feeling back like PAWS or something. Normal, regular people who aren't on anything, they get tired, man. It's like we all seek that, especially me. I think about this all the time, like the energy. But then I think to myself, but that's unnatural, wrong energy, right? The energy when I take a pill or whatever, man, and I'd be super so-and-so. We all love that shit, right? But it's like, that's not normal, man. So everyone who is normal around you, they're not having those bursts of it. It's natural energy, like when you work out or have sex, whatever, that type of stuff. So I always keep it in my head because, yeah, man, I crave that energy sometimes, man,
So you got energy from Suboxone?
No. In the beginning, I think everybody kind of, because it's something different that's coming into you. But no, man, I became a lazy
Yeah.
5 years, 6 years of just, I didn't even walk to go to get the mail. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I did things I had to, man. I have a child. Nobody else would be able to like notice that about me if they didn't know me. But your people in your house and yourself, you notice those things, like
Yeah.
say my daughter's this happened the other day. My daughter's classmate, they've been friends for many years. She's only 9. Her dad, because they go to the same school, it was right around the corner. So they just stopped by and rang the doorbell at like 4 o'clock, right after school. He picked her up. And they just said, hey, let's go swing by and see. I would have been so angry. Like, why did they have to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why did they have to go out of the way to come here at 4 o'clock?
I could see me doing that for sure.
When it's just something innocent and it's my daughter's friend, and the dad was like, hey, let's go say hello. Yeah, man, that stuff like that's crazy.
It's cool that you can you can pick it out now that you're past it. You can like identify the things that you think.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time, and especially when you're driving in your car or stuff. Always think about now and then.
Dang,
I don't know if that's
dude.
What's
That's
that?
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Even this much later, it's still that much of a reality change. And even when you're on such a low dose, I remember when I was driving to Vegas, you were on my live stream, and I had asked you, is it a different life if you're on a 0.5 milligram of Suboxone versus nothing altogether? And you said it was a huge difference. Like just your whole life is different, just like everything, right? That's so crazy to me.
It is, man, because dude, just think, Kevin. I mean, man, this phone, I can't get it steady anywhere on this bed. It's we've been on that stuff for so long, right? And whatever you were doing before was pretty hard stuff, right? So it's like you when you're on it, you just don't realize. It's like a gradual change, and now you are what you are, and you don't until you actually come on. And again, I hope people don't think they're going to look at some other person in the mirror after they get off,
Yeah.
There's these little subtle character traits that are this is all my theory, of course, but like, that we all have, and that those go away. At least it did for me. And it comes back and you realize it, and so it was so many years of my life, and that I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I wish I could erase it, but I just enjoy the things, and I remember. I just keep remembering. That's all. That was that, and look at how much this is now.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to identify those thoughts that you're talking about, and I know I'm going to think back to right now at this moment we're talking about this. I'm looking forward to it, man.
You will, though. Your time. Again, it's like same thing with Reed. Like that's what happened with me, and I know you've tried this a couple of times, one time. Well, how many times to get off?
Getting off Suboxone?
Yeah.
Dude, I've tried jumping. I've tried about 3 times, maybe even 4, honestly. And I've jumped at 3 milligrams, then 1 milligram, and then a 1/4 milligram. And then I tried Kratom the next time. It was like, side note, guys, I don't think that taking Kratom to get off Suboxone is a good idea.
Right.
I just had a question before this video, and some guy had asked, am I delaying my Suboxone withdrawal by using Kratom? And absolutely, yes, you are. If you haven't gone through withdrawal when you stop taking Suboxone and you start low, especially if you're taking higher doses of Kratom,
right.
Your Suboxone withdrawal hasn't even started yet. You could take Kratom for a year after getting off Suboxone. Your Suboxone withdrawal is still going to be waiting for you at the end of that Kratom round.
Yeah,
I promise you, right?
Yeah. Well, see, for me, I thought all that stuff while I was doing it. Okay, but at that point, how was I going to know which is which?
Yeah, it's true.
I feel what had helped me was that I taped it solo for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was at that point where I was feeling like withdrawal symptoms while I still had that small amount in my system.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then playing with the kratom to the smallest amount just to see what would stop those symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I really don't think, like once I stopped taking the kratom, say after the month, whatever it was, that like Suboxone withdrawal hit me because I didn't feel nothing like that happen, but I did have symptoms. And I
Mm-hmm.
had symptoms when I was taking that 1 gram a day,
Yeah.
1.5, whatever. I mean, I never went over that, like for that one midday maintenance thing.
Yeah.
But I still had, like, as soon as it starts to get dark, you guys all know what it feels like. Suddenly, like, your brain switches and here comes all these things when you're supposed to be getting all snuggly wuggly,
Here comes the boogeyman.
Right, man. Exactly. That's what it's like, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like, so for me, I don't know. I think yes, for other people, like say they are higher dose, they just go one night to the other and start taking, and you got to take a lot of kratom because you're on a higher dose of Suboxone.
Yep.
So you do that, and now you're totally effed because you're on this mega dose of kratom you're not even regulating just to stay good. You try stopping that, who knows what's to hit you in the end. I could only imagine like what you said just now, but I don't think for me that it was just because of what I just said, because it was like teetering back and forth, and there's nothing more that could be done at that point,
Yeah.
So I had to face facts that it's gonna come. Look, again, and like Kevin said, I mean, I'm not advocating it when I talk about it because I'm just sharing my experience, but if I could have very easily taken 3 milligrams 3 times a day, every single day,
Mm-hmm.
and felt absolutely nothing, no anything. But
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't, and that's why I was feeling those feelings. But I feel that was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had in my head that I have to sweat, I have to stay awake
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm sleeping, something's wrong here. You know what I mean?
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then I would think, okay, well, I'm on kratom, so how long am I going to take the kratom for now?
Yep.
Am I hooked already on it? Am my dose going to like get everyone else where they're at 30, 40 grams a day? Those were all my freaking fears,
I know. I think Roberta and I had definitely made you fear that too, because she made me fear that, and
Oh
then
yeah,
I remember telling you, dude, be careful,
I
dude.
know,
It's so easy. It's so easy. I've never seen anybody use kratom as responsible as you did, dude. So I'm glad you did that, how you did it, because most people, dude, reach into the bottle and grab a bunch of pills. Like they don't measure, they'll just scoop a few scoops in, and before you know it, that's a huge dose. And then before you know it, you're having to take kratom 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
That's
why
how
not
that
just stay
stuff
on
works.
Suboxone if you're going to do that? It's just a bigger trap, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's my opinion on it. It's just like you're having to give your addiction more hours out of your day. That mimics painkillers too much.
absolutely,
to me.
man.
It's too often. You know what I mean?
It's still something.
Yeah.
It's still something,
Yep.
and it's what is it called? What is a slippery slope with kratom? I mean, and I'm sure, dude. I'm sure there's other people out there that have done similar, like what I've done. They just, you haven't seen video. They don't make videos, obviously, or post anything or whatever. But it's a hard one, man, because it's it's either that or do it the old-fashioned way and tough it out, or get the few doctor supplements that they give to everybody, and just deal with it. But it's just, again, one of those things you have to get over, like that first, 3 to 5 days when it's I think after that, like your mind, most people are like, well, how am I supposed to go backwards now, type of thing.
Yeah.
That was for me, at least, anyway. But again, I had help with that stuff. I've seen others, man, they've just nothing, kicking for days.
Oh, it didn't help them at all?
What's that? No,
it
no, no.
doesn't
I'm
help
saying
them.
other people that didn't like they don't use any supplement. They do nothing. They just do it that way, you know. And hats off to them. You know,
That's hard, man. Yeah, I don't know how some people just have it in them to handle that. Some people, I mean, I'm sure I make it out to be much worse than it is, even though I've been through it a few times. It seems like I'm like,
we all do, man.
ugh. It
Well,
seems so scary
everybody
to me,
does.
dude. Like, God,
Because it's
I don't understand how I can be so bullied by this little tiny bit of medication. That it blows my mind, dude. Like I feel like such a pussy. I
I
mean,
know.
I could work my ass off in a gym 7 days a week. I could eat health food all damn day long, and
Right.
I'm afraid to stop taking that little tiny piece of. I said it on my last live stream. I would literally rather fight Mike Tyson in the ring than jump
Then
off
have to deal with
Suboxone.
that. I
That's
know.
what I have built into my head, and it's stupid, dude. I don't understand how
Well,
that could be so scary to a grown man.
I don't think it's stupid, man. I mean, we all feel, we all because you know that what we're doing has a lot to do with it. It's not us. It's basically what the time we live in with like all the information that you can get right there when it's hitting you for the very first time in your life up at night at 3 a.m, wondering what's going on, you know. And from that point on, like back in the day, you know, my old time before all even the internet and stuff, you know, like I mean, what are you going to go to ride your bike to the library, maybe find some book and read a little bit about it. So I think it gets in all of our heads too. I'm not saying the feelings and the withdrawal and everything are in our heads. The build up of the fear,
Yeah,
because of the information, you
yeah,
know. And everyone's different. Like there's other people that don't feel anything. I don't know how that happens, but there's other people they don't sleep for maybe 3 months.
yeah.
Others, after the first 30 days, are like, man, I got 6 hours tonight. Fuck, damn. Okay, you know.
Yeah, I remember you were in one of your recent videos, or one of your most recent videos. You were talking about how somebody you knew was going through it, and they totally had no issues getting off Suboxone.
And you know what, man?
Say something a little bit. Give a brief history, real quick, about that story about that
Okay,
random
well,
person, if you can.
you know, like again, I mean, if you can just consider somebody in your life that's very a family member, maybe, or you know, I guess who's closer than family? I guess it's somebody in my life
Okay.
every day, you know, type of person. So it's not like, you know, I didn't make the story up. That'd be, why would I do that, you know?
Yeah.
And I knew this information, you know, I'd seen this happen. This was, you know, maybe a year and a half ago, a year ago. So I didn't want to really talk about it in my videos or anything like that. But all through my videos, like I knew, you know, there was a certain point after when that had happened with this person that I was still making videos and I was still having issues. And you know, this person's sleeping. It's like, you know, yeah. So I mean, but basically, that was it. That was it. You take my story, 7 years. You take everything of my story, and you put it on this person. Okay. Bill's 4 years, and the 7 years Suboxone, and it was about a month after I got off, and that person was going to get off too, and they tapered, but they didn't taper anything like I did. Like I kept track, and I watched this person. It was like, you know, within 6 months they went from like 4 to a quarter or something. Yeah, it was, dude, happening in front of my eyes. Okay, and so there's no reason that person would lie or anything because I'm there. Okay. And yeah, man. So one morning I said, hey, why don't you? It was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, why don't you take 2 grams of this? If you don't feel anything, I'll give you another gram more. If it doesn't, you know, instead of your regular dose. But this person was not in withdrawal. They just woke up and they were about to take. They didn't even have it out, the sub. So I just crossed my mind. I said, hey, instead of your regular sub dose, just take this. First, I didn't want to. And I was like, look, I did it, and look at me, and so they did. And I think I said 3 days, but it was probably like 5 days.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember, like 3 to 5 days, because they kept arguing with me about it. Didn't want to, and I was like, well, you're not going to take that again. You've already started this now, and it worked. And but after about 3 days, I mean, they slept every night. Let's put it. Let's say that first. Every single night, this person slept, and after the 5 days, and they stopped the Kratom, they still slept every single night. They only complained about RLS like on the 3rd or 4th day, early on in the night, that their legs were feeling a little weird, but they still went to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing more to say. It just went like that till here we are. And I mean, we were both amazed. And
dude, that's freaking crazy.
It is freaking crazy, dude.
Damn.
It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And that's why I know if somebody says I don't believe you, I wouldn't. It'd be hard for me to believe that.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I've on Reddit and stuff. Maybe I have read some stories here and there of people like that, like it was some real minor, or they didn't know what was going on, or whatever.
Dude, that's crazy. I gotta pause real quick and just say shout out to you guys. We just hit the record for this channel. Sonny's in here. We got 30 people in here watching us right now, dude. How do you feel about that? Isn't that crazy?
Awesome. That's awesome.
30 people in here, guys. It looks like we've got 19 thumbs up. I know we could get up to 25, guys. So hit that thumbs up button. Help us out if you guys appreciate what we're talking about here. So that person that you were just talking about, are they still off of everything?
Absolutely.
Wow, dude.
I see them every day.
Wow.
All day, all night.
And they're feeling good. Everything's good.
We have nothing in our home. We're not, and we don't like. If anyone's like suspecting, like, we don't know people. We don't go like the life that was so long ago. We weren't that in the first place. My story started like very, it was different. Like, so it's like we're totally, and everything's different now. And so, yeah, man, it's just, everything's all good, and they're good, and they never felt anything. And meanwhile, I was going through all this shit for like 6 months.
Wow, man. Well, that person must know. I'm sure you let them know that they've got some lucky genetics or something going on there, because that's crazy. You almost, I honestly haven't really heard much anything like that. So when I heard you
said
say
the same
that,
thing, man. I was standing there every night. I would be like, what the? Because I was still having, because the sleep was slowly coming for me, So even if, let's say, a month out, I'd maybe a couple hours, then maybe the other night I'd sleep for 5 hours, 6 hours, and then another night I'd only sleep for 3 hours, and then it was just a big back and forth stabilizing type thing.
Yeah.
They were just sleeping. We don't have nothing. I mean, not even natural sleep melatonin, nothing.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, that person's lucky. I got a bunch of people commenting. Do you mind if I get through a few?
I bet.
All right, let's see. Let me read some of your guys' comments if you guys are still in here. Let's see here. Your best tool in jumping off is your mindset. If you want this to be easy, you're going to be let down. Expect it to suck every day for a long time.
Yep.
That's what Gerald says. Deb says, I also wrote down the date and time and each milligram I took some. Yeah, keep track of your dose. That way you can keep track of your progress instead of just trying to remember, off the top of your head.
You could hire Kevin to do it, and he'll keep track of your dose. And
yeah, I'll write down your shit for you. I got it all written down it's like Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory over here. Let's see here. Pro Tools says it's fairly easy to taper down to the last 2 milligrams. After that, hold on, baby.
It was for me. Actually, for me, 2. Most people say 2. I think that's the consensus. For me, it was you know, between that 1 and 0.75, when things started to, like, in my daily feelings, started to kind of bounce back and forth a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I can relate to that because that's right where I'm at now. So I'm going like 1 milligram one day, like 0.75 the next.
Okay, right.
I'm trying to mesh down. So yeah, you're right. It is. There are some noticeable like consciousness stuff adjustments going on. It's
Yeah, I mean, it really hit once the 0.25 around there for me. That was like it started happening, you know.
a lot of different changes.
Well, yeah, well, physically too. I just started, you know, here and there something would hit. You're like, why? You know, or maybe sleep's disturbed a little bit, you know.
Timothy says, I haven't watched you guys in a while. What's up? Tim also says he's back on a half of an 8 every day. Who else? Rachel's in here, says, I'm so thankful all these people are sharing their experiences. I was so afraid of Suboxone, and now that I'm on, I wish I would have done it sooner, she says.
Yeah.
Dr. Chris Park put out, shout out to Dr. Chris Park. We all know
Yeah,
him.
He's awesome. Guy. He's awesome.
Everybody loves his channel. Says he put out an awesome taper protocol video this morning. I haven't seen that yet, so I'll have to go check that video out. I love Dr. Chris Park's videos.
Yeah, man.
His energy is so good.
Dude, he's a big help. We've all watched him. I could definitely put him down as a big influence for me too. You know?
Yeah, he's definitely. Your mic just got a little fuzzy. Are you?
Yeah,
it seems like something's blocking it. Try that.
Good.
No, it's still weird.
Really?
It's like I can hear. It's a little bit echoey or something. I can still hear you, but it's just a little. That's still weird.
It's just been sitting in the same spot.
Let me see if it's my phone. Can you guys all hear him okay, or does it sound like echoey on his end? Yeah, it sounds like it's like kind of echoey. Let me try to see if it could just be my phone. Is that better? No. Still... Marky says it's bad.
Okay, sorry about that.
You might, if you want to, let me kick you out of here. Do you want to chat for a little bit more, or do you got to get going?
Whatever you want, man. It's up to you.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll put the link back in here, and I'll kick you out of here. Someone told me last week you have to get them out and then bring them back on. So I'll kick you out of here and then just join the link again.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'll see you in a sec. Hold on just a sec, guys. Let's see here. More comment. See if this works. Hang tight, guys. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat, and we'll get back on with you. Technical difficulties, baby. Rachel B says, "Gotta go, guys. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night, Rachel." I just put the link back in there to see if Sonny can jump back in. Sounds AM FM radio. It sounded like like something was covering his mic or something. I get it, Joe. I don't blame you one bit. Yeah, some people, if you're really struggling and like if you have to get on Suboxone, that's a judgment call that you need to make with you and your doctor. Quick disclaimer, guys. I am not a doctor. Sonny's not a doctor. Nothing in this video has been medical advice, guys. So looks like he's popping back on here. Let's give this a shot, baby.
Yo.
There you go. It's fixed.
All right.
Damn, that worked. Okay, welcome back. Let me see if there's any other comments to touch on real quick here. Tim says, yeah, it's amazing. I've stayed off opiates and the past 4 years almost. Let's see. Awesome. Kristen says, happy for you, Sonny.
Thank you.
What else here? And like I said, guys, if you have any questions for Sonny, now's the time. Drop the questions in the comments, and I'll ask him for you here on the live stream, baby. Let's see. All right. So Mr. Dork asks, Sonny, did you take your full dose once a day or broken into small pieces?
I would. When in the beginning, I started taking it like once a day, um, which was like they started me on 4 grams, but I very quickly within a year went to 2. When I went to 2, I would split them, but when it got to the really low, one, like I guess 1 milligram, I would split those 2. Sometimes I would take it once, because I would play with it to see, and like if I wasn't
best.
Yeah, like if I wasn't sleeping good and I took the 1 in the morning or 0.5 in the morning, then I'd split that and just take the other one at night so I could sleep. But once it gets really low, cutting that, it's so small. Like, what is it even doing? Right. Yeah, I know. It's, but most of the time I took it cut in half.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I got you. Yeah, I've definitely experimented, dude. Because the doctors and the psychologists, they'll all try to just have you do it once a day, and that works for some people. For some people like me, and I have a very fast metabolism, so like it would kick in really hard and really fast, and then it would just taper off really too hard for the end of the night, and then I would start getting anxious at the end of the night. So
Yep.
A lot of people have to experiment and see what works, and adjust things. If you're struggling at the nighttime, you might need to either push your dose off further in the morning or split it up and take some before bed.
Yeah, like you have to play. You got to play with it to see what works throughout the day for you to where you're okay. I
was going to ask you. I have this weird issue, and I'm not sure if it's related to Suboxone or not. And maybe you guys in the chat can talk about this as well. But like when I sleep at night, I mean, I'm always kind of have like oily skin as it is, but dude, when I wake up in the morning, I have a major layer of sweat on my head. Do you think that has to do with Suboxone?
Is it just your head? Like, or is it like, are you kind of sticky all over?
No, it's mostly just my head and my face is just so oily in the morning. Like, it's like, what the hell?
I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you, for me, when it got too low, I would always wake up with this, like, clammy type of, my wife would be like, I don't want to touch. It's like, and it was from that. And I think it was like, because I would be waking up like with mild sweats, so mild withdrawal, type of thing. So I think for me, that's what it was that. But as far as like oily skin, no, I've had some weird dry spots on my like hands and stuff that have kind of disappeared though after I got off. I don't know if that had anything to do with
Dude, I had that exact issue. Like in the wintertime, my hands will get so dry, and the one time that I jumped off, that went away so fast when I got off Suboxone. Like the dryness healed up quick. So
the dry, I noticed that on pills too. The skin very dry, hands, legs, or feet, and stuff like that. So Suboxone, I think, also maybe does the same thing. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Someone just said, so Jessica just said, she said, yeah, I just want to say thank you for coming back around and being supportive. Most people who are off subs, we never hear from because they are done, but thank you for coming back around. And I agree. That's great. Yeah. Hopefully you can be one of those rare ones that keeps making videos at least once or twice a year.
I mean, I want to. We all want to help. You want to help people. That's why you're doing this.
Yep.
Just want to help, man, because it's a big thing. A lot of people, that don't even post or make videos. I mean, we only know who we see and read about or read. On like Reddit, and you're like, you see that community, but it's just, and everyone, searching for the same thing, and it's just feels good, right?
Yeah, for me personally, it's like it's such a huge thing, dude. This is just such a huge thing. Like, it's the biggest thing in the world for me right now, honestly. Like,
it consumes you.
Yeah, it's got me hard, like hard. And I know that's hard for you guys to see through video. And I remember in one of your videos too, you talked about how like you wish you could just reach out and give me a hug, and like
Yeah,
that like really like it hits you hard, dude, because this shit is serious. This is
it
so
is,
serious.
man.
And it's
It
you
is.
can't really tell through video like
Mhm.
how much someone's struggling all the time, but dude, this is fucking hard. Like this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, and
Yeah.
you made it through the other side, dude. So I'm I'm jealous, to be quite honest with you. I wish I could be where you are, man. You made it. You fucking
No,
made it,
man.
dude. So
Yeah, but I was also jealous of other people's videos that I was watching who did it or the same thing. So it just you have to have somebody to help you with the drive, right?
yeah.
This is how it works, man.
Yeah, and I feel like it's helping me lately to speak to people like you who have made it through the other side. So I'm noticing that there's a lot more positive people that are getting off of it, and they're sharing their story and staying in touch with people like me that are still fighting. And it's very awesome that you're doing that. I really do appreciate you for sure,
It's,
dude.
it's no, man. I would anything to help. It's it's because we relate. Because I was there, you're doing it, and you're there, and uh, so everybody in the chat, they all know what this shit feels like. And sure, you can make videos, you can talk to your doctor, you can do this, but in the end, you're just you and your brain and your body, man, still waking up every day. That's what I hated every morning. Every freaking morning, feel like it's another day, and I have to take that. I know it sounds cliche and all that, but that is how I hated the next day. I like wish I could wake up and would have been off of it, which that's a dream, but you know, um,
Dude, that's on my mind every single day.
every
I
day.
wish
I
I
know
didn't
that's what I
have to
mean.
do this. I wish it is so stupid because all I have to do is stop taking it and the process will start, but I just can't do it.
No, man, but it's not that, it's not that easy, man. Nobody wants to go through those feelings. Nobody. Sucks. Even a little bit, even mild. Of course, okay, if something's mild and you know what it's like to be hard, it's like, okay, I'll deal with this. But it's like even mild, like nobody wants to deal sitting at work and suddenly you freaking get goosebumps, chills, and it's only 11 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, it's just it's shitty.
Or like having the runs while at work,
Yeah,
like
having the runs at work, not
that's
being able to
horrible.
sit in your chair, not even just simply be able to sit there and do what you're supposed to do because your body's, anxious or whatever.
Dude, it sucks, man. And what's even more stupid for me personally is that I don't have to work. I can sit home and just suffer it out right now. I don't have to sleep. Like, why can't I just do it, man? Come on,
No,
bro. It's
man,
right there.
you'll do. You will, man. You will. I guarantee. There's gonna be like one day, one weekend, one morning, something,
Something's
and
gonna
you're
make
gonna,
that switch.
yeah, man. You're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna have to try now. So, guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, at least one thing is I'm not giving up on myself. It's like,
No, man.
yeah, I've failed a few times. I keep trying. One of these times it's gonna click and it's gonna work.
It's gonna work, man.
Let's see here. There's a bunch more comments. The withdrawal is so minimal in comparison, though. When I first tried to kick sub, it was the worst 2 weeks of my life, mentally and physically, but Kratom made it bearable to where I could go to work. So Joel, seems to think Kratom was a good idea,
Are
from
they
what I'm
still on
understanding.
it?
Yeah, are you still on it?
Ask them
That's
if
a
they're
great
still on it.
question. Yeah,
See, that's the question, man.
that's the $1 million question. Yep.
Right, right.
That's a great question. I was trying to read, so I didn't really think about that. Amanda says, "Don't do kratom." Let's see here. Watching a few weeks. Nice to meet you. Okay, what's this? I agree, Amanda. I mean, it's your choice, but you can come dependent on kratom too. Yeah, we all definitely.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, everybody knows that kratom
Look,
can
look.
be very.
Let me mention something real quick about. I mean,
Go
I'm
for it.
only human, right? So, I'm not gonna. I have taken it since Kratom, like just 2 grams. Okay, and I'm talking months apart, though.
Yeah.
Okay, months apart, and it was like I didn't go get it. it was a friend, So what I'm trying to say here is that my brain still remember, even though when I was taking it to get off subs, I didn't feel anything from it really.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe mildly, I don't really know, but it wasn't something like, whoa, this is freaking amazing type of feeling. So what I'm trying to say is that with the don't take kratom, your brain is going to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
If you start, it's going to. So even if you don't do it, you're going to, a few months go by, like you see it, you pull in a gas station, you're going to get it. And that might start the cycle, because you took it, you remember it.
Yep.
Brain.
All it takes is that one time. So, okay, so sorry, I was kind of trying to read through some of these comments. When you said you took 2 grams of kratom months away, what did you notice from it?
Months apart. Just the 2 grams. I just felt I was in a freaking great mood, man.
But you noticed some euphoria in
Oh,
there?
yeah. It wasn't like see, that's the thing. So I think people are chasing this by 10 gram, 30 gram, 40. And I don't know. I don't understand that. I think I leveled out at whatever I took because I was just in a good mood. I was at home, I was playing guitar, talking, cleaning the house, but it wasn't like what I was doing before. That's for sure, the pills. But I did notice a head change,
Okay. So it's noticeable for sure. Charles said no super chats, question mark. I don't know if you could even do that on my channel. My channel isn't monetized. So I don't know if that's what you mean. But no, I don't think I don't even know if you can super chat on here. Let's see. Somebody said something. It was really sweet. It was about Rockin' Roberta too, so it kind of really popped.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Let's see here. Oh, Mike earlier says, "Hey, I feel you are taking over where Roberta left off. Bless your heart, dude. That's freaking. That's a great comment, dude. And I could never take over for her. She's on a whole different level than me for sure.
So sad, man. So freaking sad.
It's I just spoke with the detective on her case not too long ago. I was just trying to find out if there was like anything
really
abnormal about the case. Yeah, he called me last week, so he was he was giving me some details and stuff about stuff.
Right.
It was pretty hard to hear. Freaking still sucks just thinking about what happened to her.
I can't believe it's hard to believe, right? She's freaking helped me. I would not be here. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for, like the things you tried and the things you did, the motivation she gave, right?
Yep.
It's so that's the person that I will never forget, and I never even met her in person, and I remember she called. I think I still maybe have the message on my phone. She called me when I was in, just to check. This complete stranger. Unbelievable, man. The heart, right? I mean, and yeah, man, I will always think about the help that I got just by watching the videos and commenting and chatting. She was always encouraging, right? Never a downer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she was awesome, man. I mean, literally, your channel, my channel, this wouldn't exist right now if it wasn't for Rockin' Roberta. So I have a lot to be thankful for her because this channel has been a great support for me. It just helps me to talk to you guys too. It's not just me sharing my experiences. It really does help me and to like go back on older videos. It helps, and just it makes you feel like you're not so alone in this because nobody else really understands Suboxone and how it feels to taper and withdrawal, except for the people that are going through it. And that's all of you guys watching these videos. So
absolutely, man. You're right.
In a way, it's like we're all really connected, even though we're all strangers across the world. We all have a pretty tight bond just because of Suboxone and opiates, right?
Yeah, man. It's there. It's, I mean, it's like therapy, kind of.
Yep. It really
You
is.
know, it was for me. You know,
It helps. It helps to know that like all these people across the world are struggling with the same feelings and thoughts that I'm feeling. You know, and it's like
yep,
we can try to pull each other through. You're trying to pull me through to the other side. It's like, dude, throw me a fucking rope through this video right now. You know how to get out of this shit. Pull me through. It's like that's what we're doing. We're trying to help each other find a way out of this damn maze we're stuck in.
absolutely, man.
So we all want to bring each other to the other side and freaking have a big ass party. And dude, that would be so awesome to like have a get together of a bunch of YouTube people. Like,
That would be.
you
That
know,
would.
we would all be like, damn, give me them hugs.
That'd be awesome, man. It would be.
Do you have any questions for me about anything while I still have you on?
Yeah, you know, so that's what we were talking about earlier because I was just curious about like at your dose, like where you're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because like what if you were feeling, if anything, you know, little or not. But I mean, you said you were like at 1 to 0.75 and somewhere around there, right? So what
Yeah,
do you
I
plan?
would say, yeah, I would just for the ease of things, I would say I'm still at 1 milligram
Okay.
now, but I'm trying to start tapering down to 0.75
And you take it once a day?
twice.
Twice. Okay, so you cut it in half.
Yeah. So I do in the morning, like I'll try to push it off as long as I can. And then I'll probably take my first dose sometime around 9 or 10 in the morning. And then I'll take like an afternoon, usually sometime around 3, something like that. So
And
that's
then you're
kind
good.
of,
You're good all the way through the night until you wake up in the morning.
yeah. What's weird is like sometimes I'll have that thought in my head. It's like, oh, I'm not okay. But then I'll wake up, I'll go through the entire night, I'll sleep fine. I won't have any restless legs.
Mm-hmm.
I won't wake up early, and I'm still fine in the morning. So that lets me know that, okay, last night, whatever I thought was going on to where I needed more
It was just
wasn't
your
true.
mind, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the I need more thing. I and because the problem is that normal people also do feel things like chills
Mm-hmm.
and you know, like say you're about to get in a car accident, but you just stop short. You know, you get kind of like you feel your pores open up, you know, and your back and your body, you know. And but if I would feel anything like that, I was like, oh no, because I didn't know what was up or down. Like, right, yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Um, so just you know, but those feelings, I mean, what you're describing, like, I was okay around that same amount too. It wasn't until a little bit lower that I started feeling things, you know. Um, what's your plan, man? Like, as far as when you think you're gonna, what amount you think you're gonna stop or try to?
Oh man, gosh, I feel like I need. I know it's so hard to like because once you start to get down to the lower doses, then you're like, oh, maybe not, maybe. But I mean, just knowing what I've gone through in the past, I know that I'm likely going to have to get to where I can take every other day. You know what I mean? I think that's really going to be the key for me is to get to that and then be able to skip days. I think that's going to make a huge difference for me because I've never been able to do that ever. So I know that it kind of sucks that you have to push it out so long. And there could be something like you said that could happen between now and then that could just snap, and I could just be like, you know what, f this. I'm just going to suffer my ass off for a little bit. That could happen. I've been known to try to do that in the past. So I don't want to count myself out, but like my backup plan is to taper for the rest of this year. And I have my meds already all planned out and stuff. So it's a controlled taper this time. You know, that
Yeah,
has been huge already. I've made improvements every week. I've taken less Suboxone, and that it was so inconsistent before. You know what I mean? I could have a bad week and I could just take more because I have tons of it or more than I should of it, right? So I could just take more, and before you know it, your dose starts going up and your tolerance starts going up, and you got to do it all over again. And it's just like,
yeah.
try to keep yourself from going and having those slip up weeks or months, because that's when your taper could turn into a multi-year event.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah. Well, man, I'm sure you know this already, but it's not a race, I mean, you've done it so many times, a handful of times before, right? So I just kept telling myself, they say, your health's the most important thing, no matter what, right? So it's like, even that's a health thing. That's why I just told myself, however long it takes for me to get over the withdrawals and this and that and the other, because I would see, especially when I got to that point where I was like getting like off and I'm in the withdrawal, I started getting like stressing out about after, because weeks go by, man, you can't take it anymore sometimes, like mentally, and it's like, man, when's this going to be over, right? And that adds to it, I think, like the shitty feelings, and I have to keep telling myself that it's not like just fixing yourself. It's your health. Your health.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 6 months. It takes 6 months.
Yeah.
But, so it's not like It's all about you, however long it takes, man.
If you were in my shoes at the same dose that I'm at, knowing everything that both of us know about Suboxone, what would you do? Would you cut it off right now and just suffer through what?
No. I would. I mean, I would do what I did. I would just, and you've done it before already, so I would taper and keep just going lower, until you can't anymore. See, when I was tapering, like it. Sorry that my phone keeps slipping, man. I'm trying to keep this. When I was like tapering at the higher doses, I mean, it was pretty quick, like from the 2 to the 1, and then the 1 to like 5, and the 1 to, yeah, even the 1 to 5. I don't remember like how long, like if it was like months and months and months type of thing going on. Like, I was 1 milligram would probably stayed on it for 4 months or so, something like that, maybe, give or take. And then I'd move it down and I'd stay there for maybe 3 months or something like that, to the 0.25 or whatever. So like I dragged it out for some time. And again, I don't know if that was like the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. Like, I don't know if they say, if 2 weeks was sufficient. And you could, but here's the thing, up here, you don't want to let it go, right?
Yeah.
You drag it out. And until the kick in the ass was when it was so low that what the hell else was I going to do?
Yeah.
Stay on that and feel like crap. Let me tell you, Kevin, while I was feeling that way, and Roberta, she would comment about it all the time and always ask, people to congratulate me and stuff like that. But at that time, I went back to college. Like I never got my bachelor's degree, and I went back to in my mid 30s to regular university. But then I got wrapped up in all that stuff. So I got in about a year and a half doing all that stuff at my age with a family and everything. And then I got wrapped up in pills and everything, then Suboxone. So I just went back 2 years ago, and it was my last semester, 4 years, last semester. I had papers, tests, this, that, and the other, and I finished and did all that and graduated and got my degree, all while I was feeling like crap on that 0.125, I think, what we were talking. Shit was hard, man. I'd be sitting in class sweating.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That's hard, dude.
When I was writing, okay, the papers was curling on my hand, and the ink was. I'm not making this up.
Damn.
God's honest, and I look back now, I don't know how I even did that, you know. So that's why at that point, man, there was nowhere else for me to go.
Yeah.
You know.
Dang, man. Yeah, it sounds like you did it like the best way I could think of.
I don't know if there's a best way though.
The best way is whatever you find that works, I guess, right?
For me. Yeah.
What do you think about this comment? Gerard says, "Just jump, bro. Don't prolong this. It's better on this side." What would you say to that comment as you're where I'm at right now?
If you hadn't done this before, then I'd say try it, you know. Mm-hmm. But you have, right? And so you know what's up.
Yeah.
And so the best thing for you in your situation, mm-hmm. you know, maybe should be to keep going lower. You know, yeah. You can try it if you want. You can just jump tomorrow, Kevin.
Sounds good till about 9:30 a.m. You know?
Right. But I mean, as far as being on this side, yes, he's correct. But I've tried that stuff, you know, at a higher dose 2 years ago, a year ago. I mean, I think it's a good thing to try and see what's up, you know,
because you might have those genetics like your person and just
right.
You're fine.
Freaking exactly. Man.
You never know until you try.
You never know, man.
You might have those lucky
genetics. Man. Unbelievable.
Siri's in here. He said, "Great video." He's made a few comments in here. What's up, Siri? What up? He's always commenting on my stuff. Let's see here. Goes. So I guess I'm going to start wrapping up here. We're getting close to 2 hours. Before I shut things down, do you want to leave the people with any kind of advice on anything? Just whatever you could say to them to, like, if they're fearing their withdrawal, they're scared to get off. Maybe how much better life is now. What would you say to somebody if you just met somebody and they're afraid to get off Suboxone? Knowing what you know, what would you say to them?
Just obviously good luck, right? And just, you know, keep in mind, I know it sounds cliche again, but you're not alone, right? Obviously, we're sitting here on YouTube and there's a whole community and people, and everyone seems to care about each other, even though they don't know each other. This is the stuff that gave me strength, along with other things in my life, but you know, if I didn't have those other things in my life, this would have been it, what we're doing right here. YouTube videos, Roberta, other people, things like that, you know, that show heart support and stuff like that. So, you know, anybody can, I feel anyone can do it. But like, you know, the video I made about how severe it's going to be is all we can try to do is minimize that, you know. Yeah. We want so badly to be like that person that, you know, that didn't feel, but you know, it's like that's really it. Is the hard part is deciding on when to do it, and then hoping that whatever you did, which is like tapering, is the most minimum feeling, but even the most minimal feeling, like I didn't like it. You know, I mean, I still did all the classic taking 5 baths a night and stuff like that. But I personally feel that if I didn't do it like that, tapering stuff, that it would have hit harder, and maybe I would not have succeeded. You know, so. You know, just good luck to everybody, and always watch videos, reach out, and there's people out there. You can comment on Kevin's mind. There's a lot of people, and they'll all respond. You know, nobody's an a-hole. I haven't encountered one a-hole yet, you know, at least I haven't, you know, that's rude or something like that, you know, but they're out there. But just good luck, you know, and life is better on this side, you know. I know there are a lot of people though, Kevin, I've seen, you know, they have other issues though, and that they had before, you know. So it's hard for me to sit here where I didn't have any other issues before. And I'm like, yeah, look at this, man. Woo, I'm partying. This life is beautiful. I have a smile on my face. Well,
Yeah.
because they might need, and that's where the doctors and stuff come in, you know. They've done it too. I've seen videos of people that were, and I was like, oh my God, that must be horrible because they're on antidepressant and this, and somehow they did it, you know. So it's got to be better as long as you're not relapsing. And if that's your situation and you're that type of person and you know it, then obviously Suboxone and your doctor are those are the ways to go and deal with that, you know. But in my situation, in my life, it's I know it sounds silly. I'm an addict, but that was done. It was a mistake. It happened for 4 years. I was already in my mid-30s, grown man, you know, so family life, everything. I wouldn't trade what I have now after Suboxone, all the things that I've gained, you know, for anything, you know. So that's about it. I just wish everybody luck, peace, love, you know.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Tell them your YouTube channel too, so they can find you.
So it's Into the Sun, like 3 separate words. I don't know how easy it is to find. I'm not a big YouTuber like Kevin.
Hey, I'm just a small fry still. but I think you're right. That's all you have to type is Into the Sun. Didn't you say you had another name or another channel or something?
That's just my regular. It's Sonny S, which is just my like normal YouTube channel that I just watch videos on and music stuff. And I'm not producing anything on there like content or anything. I might have some concert footage I might have taken on my phone up on that. So that's like my regular. But the Suboxone stuff was Into the Sun, 3 words. If you find it, you find it. If not, cool. Still wish you luck.
Well, I'll put it in my description anyway. So just in case you guys can't find that way, just check my description and his channel will be right in there.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I've already kept you for almost 2 years, and you've been more than gracious with your time. So I won't keep you too much longer. No problem. But dude, I really want to thank you for guiding us so we can follow your journey and. Like I said, we can all get to where you're at, and you're definitely an inspiration to many. So I really appreciate everything that you've done for the community, and I do consider you a friend. So I hope you consider me a friend.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I considered you a friend a long time ago.
Good. I thought so. Hopefully we can do this again, maybe another 6 months or so. Check up with each other.
Anytime, man. Anytime. You just let me know, man. I'll be happy to help, and I thank you for getting me on and everything that you do, all the videos, even from years ago, everything, man, everything. Because I see the people commenting in your stuff and you're an influence to them, and also the stuff that you've been doing lately. So you need to keep doing it. You know?
Yeah, it's sometimes it's challenging, but you're making my job a little bit easier here, you know?
But people want to vent and
talk. Share.
Well, people want to vent and talk, and even if they're in the chat, it's like you know, they still want to, because they're all in the same boat, you know, so they're always out there, you know what I mean? So keep going, man.
All right, buddy, I will, man. Well, thanks again, man. I'll let you hop off of here now, and I'll just kind of finish up, and
all right, brother,
we'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night, everyone. See you, man.
See you, bud. Shout out to Sonny, guys, man. What a freaking champ. He's such an awesome dude. Gosh, I feel like I could just talk with him for hours. It's such an easy guy to talk to. Do you know what I mean? Just real quick, if any of you guys have any other comments or questions, I'll probably stay on here and chat with you guys for another 5 or 10 minutes just to finish things off. This is the longest live stream, and this did have the most viewers. We were up to 30 or 31 viewers at one point. So shout out to you, ladies and gentlemen, wherever the camera's at. Let me look at some comments. If you guys want to chat and chill, go ahead and say a couple things while I'm still on here. Let me look here. It looks like, and don't forget to check out his channel. There will be a link in the description of this video. It's going to take probably till tomorrow morning for this video to upload because it's such a long video. It looks like we got to 26 thumbs up, guys. Let's get that to 30. I know we can get to 30 before we end this channel, before we end this stream. So smash that. Let's see 30 thumbs up before we close this out, guys. All right, so looking in the comments here, Siri says, I think I'd rather jump off opiates than subs. Yes. Yeah, I've gone through my thoughts on that as well. It's hard for me to remember how it felt to jump off of opiates. It's been so long. No cap, 805, no cap. You watch, oh, never mind. Stop the cap. Does that sound familiar to you? If so, where did you hear that? Any thoughts on the Suboxone shot? One of my best friends is actually getting the Suboxone shot soon, so I'll let you know how he does with it. I would like to try to have him on the channel just to kind of share his, experience with the shot. It should be soon that he gets that. So I'm very curious and excited for him to get on it because I want to say he's on like 4 milligrams of Suboxone a day, and I don't think he can really taper too well. So some people are stuck at the higher doses. So he's going to be getting on the shot soon. I do hear a lot of good things about the shot. I hear a lot of people saying that it really helped them stop taking Suboxone altogether with just like a few shots. They can kind of just let it go. I think it's a great idea to stop having this built into your head so much, because for me, it's built into my head. Like every day, my brain knows I need to take this medication every day. So I think it's a great idea for that. Have you guys seen, I was talking about the Suboxone patch, the Butrans patch. I personally wish I could get that, but I don't think my doctor is going to be very happy about that, using the Butrans patch as a way to get off Suboxone. I wish that I had a more open-minded doctor, but maybe you can talk with your doctor about that. I personally would love to try the Butrans patch. I just need something to get my habit out of taking Suboxone every day. It's just so stuck in my brain. I'm like, my brain is just wired. Suboxone. It's just like a big exclamation point every day. So sorry to ramble on about the Suboxone shot. I do think it's a great idea. If you feel like it could work for you, try it out. Please let us know in the comments how it works out for you, because it seems like it's like the next wave of recovery. Is a lot of people are starting to try different things. They're trying the Suboxone shot. They're trying the Butrans patch. So they're just different ideas, because if Suboxone tapering isn't working for you, you might need to try something else. Let's see here. Opiates are rough too, brother. You'd remember really quick. Yeah, I'm sure I would. What's funny about that, or not funny, but before I even knew what withdrawals were, I had gone through them so many times, but that was in my 20s. You know what I mean? I feel like everything's easier to get over in your 20s. I remember waking up and my bed was drenched in sweat. And I thought it was just hot. I didn't know what was going on until years later. I didn't even know I was a drug addict back then. I was going through withdrawals and I had no idea I was even addicted to painkillers. Usually by the time you figure out that you're addicted, you're long past needing help. You need help. If you think that you haven't, if you ever think that you have an issue with a drug addiction or a drinking addiction, you need help. I remember specifically exactly the road I was driving on. It was a Wednesday morning. I was heading to work. And at this point, I had been taking painkillers Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I remember exactly. I was like, holy crap, am I a drug addict? And that's when I was taking painkillers Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to go to work, to get out of work, basically. At that point, from then on, I always knew that I was addicted to painkillers. So once you identify that you're addicted, please get help as soon as possible, guys. Looking in the comments here. I won't take any more of the Dr. Poison, Humbug says. 0.8 sub is it. Yeah, some people consider Suboxone a poison. Some people consider it a life-saving medication. So it just really depends on where you're at in your recovery. I've said it before. I'll say it again, that Suboxone saved my life. Yes, you guys are seeing how hard it is to get off, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Suboxone. I would have overdosed and relapsed many times by now if I didn't find Suboxone. I wish I had found Suboxone sooner in my addiction, because it was really the turning point for me to get out of my opiate addiction, for sure. Also, I have about 10 friends that I was normal friends with, that are dead because they switched to heroin, right? And once they switch to heroin, we all know how it goes. The fake stuff going out there with the fentanyl, it could kill you in 2 seconds, guys. So they would be here right now if it was for Suboxone. They could be here struggling with getting off Suboxone like I am. That could be true. Or they could have gotten off of it with ease like Sonny's person did. You guys heard him just talk about. It's not this hard for everybody to get off Suboxone. Just generally speaking, most people are going to struggle getting off of it. And also, it depends on how long of an opiate addiction history you have, right? If somebody was only addicted to painkillers for a year and then they got on Suboxone for a month, it's not going to be nearly as hard for them to get off as it is for somebody like me who has a extensive history of opiates, right? Let's see here. Humbug says, I just wish I had stopped sooner than years and years. Yeah, we all wish we'd stopped sooner, because it does. It gets harder as it gets more ingrained into you. It just gets a little bit harder each year. I'm scrolling up through the comments. Let's see here. It's good to see you in here, Sari. I don't think you've been on a live stream for a minute. I guess I really haven't done live streams for long. But the person that said that about Roberta earlier, thank you for that. That was very kind of you to say. And we all miss Roberta. We all think of Roberta all the time, and she's always going to be in my thoughts. If there's a YouTube in heaven, Roberta, we love you and we miss you, girl. Let's see here. Gerard says, I was on subs for 10 years. He got tired of the grind, man. Not a beast. Let's see here. Yes, absolutely. It's tough. The doctors prescribing this are not addicts. They don't know. Let's see here. Siri says, Gerard, yes, I understand. However, 3 milligrams is high. I wish you well, my friend. So Gerard is on 3 milligrams of Suboxone. Is that what I'm understanding? Gerard feels better, but he still has GI issues. And he wakes up through the night, but I go back to sleep. Gerard, are you struggling with constipation? If you are and you're on 3 milligrams of Suboxone, it will get better, my friend. If you can get down to like 1.5, I find 1.5, 2 milligrams is kind of the sweet spot to where you can wake up and you can have a normal, solid bowel movement. You start going below, this is all my experience, guys, so it might be a little different for everybody. When you start getting below 1.5 milligrams, that's kind of like the teetering point to where it's like, okay, now I need to go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times a day. Okay, I remember when I got down to like 0.5 milligram, I was using the bathroom 5 times a day. So just things to look forward to and think about when you guys are tapering off your subs. Chances are, more often than not, those are going to be some of your side effects as you're tapering, so you can know what to expect. For me personally, it's when I get under 1 milligram is when I start waking up earlier in the morning than I want to, and also when I start to experience minor restless leg syndrome. You can combat those things by pushing off your Suboxone dose till later in the day, or having just a little bit right before bed. That should eliminate you waking up prematurely, and that should also eliminate having loose stools first thing in the morning type of thing, right? And also definitely it will eliminate restless legs. So if you're down to the lower dose and you're getting a little bit of restless legs, you can literally take, guys, like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, like less than 1/4 of 1 milligram, which would be the half of 1/4 milligram would be 0.125 milligrams. If you guys are getting to these lower doses and you start having restless legs, you could have 1/4 of a milligram or a half of 1/4 of a milligram next to your bed. Just take that and the restless legs will go away within about 20, 30 minutes, in my experience. Gosh, can you believe how much I know about this medication? Gosh, it just mind boggles me. I feel like a scientist sometimes. All the tinkering and trials I've tried on myself, and I've just tried so many different things. Whew, it's a good time, baby. Let's see here. Couple more questions, guys. I know I'm dragging this out now. We're over 2 hours. Let's see here. Starting to lose my voice a little bit. Are you guys enjoying these Wednesday live streams, by the way? Let me know, because I've thought about stopping them, but if you guys are enjoying, if you guys, let's see, in the comment section after this video uploads, if somebody is actually watching this till the end, put a comment and let me know you watched till the end. You watched till 2 hours and 10 minutes, because I can't picture somebody literally listening to this entire broadcast. So if you hear this message, type something in there that lets me know, yes, I watched till the very end, because I'm really curious if anybody actually does that. I know I personally would. I would watch these videos all day long if I could, and I have in the past. If there's a Suboxone video on YouTube, I've seen it. Let's see here. Okay. I am curious, for those of you that are still in here, I know we're kind of falling off now. The guy said something about super chats. Do you know what he meant? Can you guys see on here where you can super chat? Is my channel set up to accept that? I'm wondering if there's like some setting I would need to turn that on. Does it show next to the chat like a dollar sign? Would it let you do a super chat? Because I'm wondering if there's like some kind of setting that I need to have turned on. If you guys could take a quick peek at that. Still looking through comments here. Siri had swollen ankles when he first started subs. It goes away when you get some time away. It goes away when you get some time away. Yeah, I've never heard anybody talk about that. Swollen ankles. I wonder why. The only thing that helped me was sweating for 40 to 50 days. Yeah, I know whenever I go in the sauna, it feels so good to sweat that stuff out. Oh my gosh. Eventually it went away, oddly enough. Siri, what dose are you on? Are you still on subs? I sweat like a rented mule. Oh, dude, that was great. That's my side effect. I absolutely can't stand it. I can't breathe. I get so hot and dripping sweat just sitting. So Siri, then you can relate to me. So when you wake up in the morning, do you have a huge layer of sweat on your head? I mean, I'm kind of greasy already, just being a bald guy. I think bald guys kind of get greasy. But dude, when I wake up in the morning, I could like, what the hell? Why is there so much sweat? I know I kind of get hot in my sleep. So I don't know if that's just like a side effect of being on Suboxone, is that you get more sweaty all the time, or do you think it's because I'm going into withdrawals in my sleep and that's why I'm starting to get sweaty? What do you guys think about that? Let me know. All right, scrolling down to the comments here. I can't believe there's still 17 people in here. 2 hours and 15 minutes in. Shout out to you guys. Let me look how many thumbs up we've got. Did we get to 30? Let's see. 27 thumbs up, guys. Come on, we need 3 more. Let's get to 30. I'm on here chilling with you guys all night. Hit that thumbs up. Let's see 30 on there, guys. I know we can get to 30. 28. We need 2 more. Hit it up. All right, let me look at some more comments here. Gerard says, that's going to get worse until day 60. What, the sweating? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so Sari's on 2 milligrams. And yeah, I can't even use a blanket. I haven't used a blanket in 4 years. Sorry to laugh, bro, but you know I'm not like laughing like trash talking, but that's crazy, man. I use like 3 blankets at night. And then halfway through the night, I'll wake up and my pillow is so sweaty. I'm like, okay, obviously I don't need this many blankets. Ugh. Let's see. Oh, so no super chat. So it won't even let you super chat? That sucks. Well, that's good to know. I wonder why it won't let me do it. I wonder why it won't let you do it. I must have to have something set up. I don't really know anything about like monetization on YouTube. And that's good to know, though. I'm glad he asked that. Maybe there's something I can turn on, and that would be cool to get some donations here and there, whatever. Deb says, or wait, Gerard says, Deb, it's not going to be easy, but it's worth it. How long did it take you for you to get some sort of energy back, like not dying from cleaning the house or cooking a normal meal? Sounds like Jennifer's struggling right now. Jen says, I'll never forget when I jumped. I was on day 11. I watched a comedy show on TV, and I laughed so hard for the first time in ever, like a real genuine laugh from the gut. I keep telling myself that I've been on it for 10 years, so paying the piper is going to be for a while. Oh, man. Good luck to you, Jennifer, if you're jumping off soon. I don't know if you're jumping off or if you're tapering or whatnot. 155 days, still no energy, Gerard says. Dang. Have you ever seen Dope Sick, Joel? Yeah, I mean, I've seen. If you guys haven't seen Dope Sick, check it out. It's a great watch. I think it's on. I don't think it's on Netflix. I think it's on. What is it? It's the other one, Hulu or something like that. Let's see here. It's about Suboxone and Big Pharma. Oh yeah, that's what the Dope Sick is, right? Sweating and greasy, yes. Yeah, that's probably why I need to shower so much. I literally have to shower at least twice a day. Probably, yeah, twice a day on normal. I just feel greasy and gross and sweaty. And then, like, having to use the bathroom, like, having to go poo a few times a day, like, you don't really feel like the cleanest. And I'm such an OCD freak as it is, so I definitely have to shower twice a day for sure. And when I get lower doses, I'll need to shower more than twice a day, probably 3 times a day. So you laughed out loud. Plan on being sweating and greasy for 50 to 60 days. That's great. Deb says YouTube takes 30% of super chats. Oh, I think I've heard something about, somebody was talking about that. I thought it was actually 50%. If I heard somebody talk about how YouTube takes like a huge chunk of super chats, but I don't even know anything about that stuff. Kristen, what's up? She loves the live stream. She watched till the end. Hey, shout out to you, girl. Kristen, just real quick, you're the one that called in last week and shared your story, right? I'm trying to remember your last name. Hopefully I'm not mixing up. I think there was a couple Kristens in here, so I just want to make sure, Robertson, that's you that was in here talking to me last week. That's good to know, though, Deb, about the super chats. Thanks for letting me know. Gerard says, plus I'm on testosterone, so extra greasy. How much testosterone are you on, Gerard? I hope I'm saying your name right, brother. Deb says, make a PayPal account, Kevin. What is PayPal? I have a PayPal account. Do I have to like link it to my YouTube or something? Sorry, I suck at this stuff, guys. You guys have no idea how much of a thing it was for me to even figure out how to do StreamYard. So I can have guests on here. It was a hot minute to figure that out. But now I can do it, and now I can have guests on whenever. So that's nice. But I wonder what PayPal account has to do with it. Like I said, I do already have a PayPal account. I don't have it linked to YouTube. Is that what I have to do to accept super chats? Gerard's on 200 milligrams of testosterone a week. So that's, I guess you could call that high dose TRT, right? Some would call it. I'm on 150 milligrams a week, and that keeps my testosterone levels about nine in the upper 900s from everything that I've tested. Jennifer says, it's the first thing I think about when I open my eyes. I run out before my doctor's appointment. I don't want to get out of bed. If I run out before my doctor's appointment, I don't want to get out of bed. Oh, don't you hate that feeling of being like, that feeling of like you're going to run out of your meds? There's so much anxiety that comes with that. And I think that's why when I was getting prescribed my Suboxone. That's why I had set some aside, so I didn't have that feeling of running out, because that's really scary to run out, especially if Suboxone. Oof. Yeah, you want to ask your doctor if he can help you, like have a little bit extra on the side if you guys can. Hopefully you guys are working with a doctor. I want to be on TRT. Get your levels checked by your doctor. Have you already? There's online clinics that you can go to, which just reminded me, Maddie, if you're still watching this, or if you see this, Matt, check out, I believe it's Titan Medical. They're like an online testosterone clinic. Basically, you'll send your I believe you send your blood to them, and they check your testosterone levels, and then they can prescribe it to you all that way, and that way you don't have to go into the doctor. But I just go to my normal family doctor. They test my blood once a year, I believe, once every 6 months. They make sure that my testosterone's good. You need to keep an eye on your red blood cells, because your red blood cells can go up if you're taking testosterone replacement therapy, especially if you're taking more than testosterone replacement therapy, which a lot of guys are doing these days. So you need to keep an eye on that, because your blood can get really thick. And if your red blood cells are elevated and abnormally high, you can donate blood, and that will usually help. It's like an oil change for your body, right? So that's how I think of it. Is like, if you're taking higher doses of testosterone, or even just testosterone replacement therapy, and your red blood cells get high, you can donate blood. That will thin your blood back out and should lower your levels. So that's definitely helped in the past. You should probably donate blood at least once or twice a year if you're on any sort of synthetic testosterone, in my opinion, just from my experience. Besides, it can't hurt, right, to clean out your blood. Deb says, because PayPal is separate from YouTube, so you get the donation next day, not at the end of the month from YouTube. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for that. I haven't even looked into that. That's really good to know that, though. Thank you. Let's see here. Gerard is 43 years old. Siri says he just orders his own online. Yeah, a lot of people are just getting their own stuff on the internet. I'm so freaking paranoid. I wouldn't dare to do that, honestly. But I get my 10 cc bottle from the doctor. I go GoodRx. I download the GoodRx coupon, the GoodRx app. I've said that before. If you guys are getting medications and they're expensive and you don't have good insurance, download the GoodRx app, and you'll get a huge coupon on most all of your medications. It saved me so much money. I pay, I think, $30 for a 3-month supply through my doctor of testosterone. So Gerard says, I'd love to chat with you. I got to run. Your channel got me through the worst. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Thank you for commenting throughout the stream today. Hopefully you can join in next Wednesday. We'll be here same time, same place. I'm probably going to hop out of here too real quick, guys. It's been 2.5 hours. I can't believe I'm still going at this. I'm just reading real quick here. Did we get 30 likes here, guys? Let me just double check. Make sure you guys hooked it up. 31. Yeah. You should run for president. I really appreciate 31 thumbs up on this video. That really helps me stay motivated to want to keep doing this. I had really good participation with everybody today. You guys don't forget to check out Sonny's channel. I think he only has like 100 subscribers, and that positivity to have his channel, if you're struggling, it can really help you on days that you're struggling. So go check out his channel. I'll probably keep having guests on like this. It's really nice to spread other people's messages, not just mine. You guys know everything about me already. How am I feeling? Are you asking me, Siri? I'm feeling good. Oh, he's talking about Deb. Sorry. 4 days off. So Deb is 4 days off. Let's see. Sorry, I'm getting lost in the conversation up there now. Oh, she said she's tired, but she's okay. I think she has it mentally this time. It will take time, and it will not be pain-free. Yeah, so Deb's going through it right now. So Send Deb some love, guys, in the chat. Sounds like she's going through withdrawals right now. Day 4, it sounds like. Congratulations, Deb. Keep pushing. You got this. All right. Let us know how you're doing. And let's see, 31. Yeah, we made 31 likes. Okay, guys, that's going to do it. We're going to see you guys next Wednesday then. Thanks for all the participation. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry this was such a long stream. Check out Sonny's channel, guys. And we'll see you soon. My poor phone. Kick butt this week. Later, guys.